You're now listening to
It's the Big of Fact Show. It's the Big of Fact Show. It's the Big of Facts. The Big of Facts. It's the Big of Fact Show. It's the Big of Fact Show. It's the Big of Fact Show. Big of Facts. It's the Big of Fact Show. Hey, it's the Big of Fact Show. Hey, it's the Big of Facts. The Big of Facts. Lady Flanagan. It's the Big of Fact Show.
And they can't hear me.
Even if I was to click this system off,
It's-
there we go.
Can you hear me now?
It's like, I'm
Thumbs up if he's not watching. Hello. We're good. Can everyone hear me now? Can everyone hear me now? Yes. Yes, we on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being so patient. I appreciate uh things happen. Of course, something's trying to keep me from having this show tonight, but we're moving forward. It is August 9th, 2021. I am your host, Lady Lisa Flanagan, with Bigger Facts, sponsored by Futures World, a residential and our residential and cleaning company. If you need any services today or tomorrow, or someone that you know, whether it's a real estate agent, banks, apartment complexes, buildings, whatever, my telephone number will be for a call for a free estimate. You can call 240-321-9883, or you can log on to our email or email us at www.futuresworld.org. You can send an email through there and request a free estimate. So, also, last the Monday before, we had some technical difficulties. I wasn't able. There it is. If you need to schedule it, there it is. There's the card right there. So anything that you need, free estimates, give us a call. We'll be right there. Thank you. So moving forward, as I was saying, that Monday we had some technical difficulties. I couldn't see your comments. I couldn't respond to your comments. So forgive me for that. But you know, the first time I'm on the show, something is bound to happen. So as you can see, this next, here we are again, technical difficulties, but something's trying to keep me from having this show. But we're going to move forward with this show. Also, I have to give a shout out to my husband. I love my husband so much. He is very supportive. He pushes me and pushes me to make sure I continue to go in the direction that I should go. He is a major factor in my life. I can't do a lot of things without him, and I'm so happy that he supports me in everything that I do. I have to give shout outs to my hubby. I love you, honey, so much, and I really, really appreciate you. You're my everything. You're my future. You know that, my life. So that's a nickname that I have for him, my future and my life. So he has them both. So, so going forward, I have to also give a big shout out to Jarrell from Mix Station. Thank you for being here with me. Yes, can we give him a round of applause for Jarrell? He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. I have to give that to him. So yes. So I decided to come up with a icebreaker for the show. So my icebreaker is going to be called, do you know what really grinds my gear? And I'm going to tell you why this process, my gear, grinding my gear is so important to me, because I have to be able to express myself in a way for people to understand and hear what I'm saying. Now, and some of you probably can agree. I guarantee some of you can probably agree. Hi, Kia, Sheila, Bernadette, Blount. I thank you guys for being on here. My mom. Thank you, Mama Helen. Thank you, Sheila. I'm glad that you all are here. I have to shout out my brother Joe. I have to shout out my cousin Angie, Riri. Hey, Riri. My sister Danielle. I appreciate all of you for being on here today. You are my world. You're my family. You're my friends. And I love you all so much for joining me and supporting me at this time. Hey, Day Taylor. I just wanted to say thank you. I know I can't name everyone that's on here, but Angelia, hey, my sister. I can't name everyone, but I really, really appreciate all of you for joining me, being here with me today. So back to my topic, what really grinds my gear? Have you ever had someone who you get work done on your house, or you get something done to your car or anything, and the first thing they do is find a flaw? Instead of saying, I like that, or this is nice, they just have to find a flaw and still don't compliment it. That really grinds my gear. And I'm sure some of you have experienced that, because it's in some people's nature. Everyone else will come and say, oh, I love this. This is beautiful. This is nice. How long did it take you to do it? Can I get the person's number or information that, I can have them do work at my house? But no, it's always have to be that one. And it's always one. Or they say, I was going to do the same thing. Every time they come up your house, they was going to do the same thing. Now, that's what really grinds my gear. Just my little icebreaker. So I had to get that out. So you probably hearing more of those on my Mondays. So, but once again, let's get this show started. The topic for today is, now I know I'm going to hear a lot about this, a lot of feedback on this, but here we go. Housewife before the ring. Should you or shouldn't you? Now, a lot of you probably trying to understand what does that actually mean. Okay. Should you play housewife when you're not a wife? Should you? Exactly, Mom. There's always one. So with this topic today, I want to go into a lot of details from experience from people that I know. I'm not saying that this is for everyone, but it is for a nice group of males and females. I just don't want to stereotype and just think this is for the women, but the men also have issues with this process. With that being said, what I mean is, I know a lot of women that play the housewife for men, cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, making sure their dinner is ready, and you don't live with them. But yet you make it a point to hurry up and get to where they are to make sure they are good. And you always hear men saying, well, you have to prove that you're wife material. So, do they prove that they're men material, husband's material? Can they prove that? Why does it always have to be on the woman to show that they're a housewife? Can you show me that you could be a good husband before you become a husband? Because it worked both ways. But a lot of people don't think so. A lot of men don't think so. You're going to have to prove it to me. Okay, well, can you prove it to me? So with that being said, also, when you meet a guy, this is what happens when you meet a guy. You meet a guy, and the first thing that the conversation goes a little something like this. What are you looking for in a woman? What do you want? What are you looking for in your woman? And he'll say something like, well, I want a woman I can come home to who can cook, who can clean, who can, make me happy and, do all these wonderful things. And sometimes a lot of women jump right into gear and start playing housewife. But he didn't say he wanted you as the housewife. You just asked him what was he looking for. And you automatically assume it was you. And a lot of us do that. Just because he said that's what he's looking for, that doesn't necessarily mean he was talking about you. You have to start communicating better. Now, if he would have said something like, I want you to be my wife. I want you to be everything I just listed. But he didn't say that. He just said what he's looking for because that's the question that you asked. So because of that, come on, let's be real here. You assumed that you were that woman. Okay, Sister Angela, it depends on the type of man. I think in some situation, it prepares both parties to see what's coming. Okay, I agree with that to a certain degree, but if he doesn't show, if you're the one that's showing everything, you go over his house and you do everything. You have your house. And he doesn't, what does he do for your house? Is he going to your house, taking out the trash, washing your car, mowing your lawn, paying some bills? Because what you're doing is playing housewife. So he have to prove too that he can be a husband. But I always hear a lot of men say, you have to prove it to me. So when do you prove it to the women? I think that's a major issue. And I think a lot of women get caught up on that. And then when he don't marry you and turn around and marry someone else down the line, then you're hurt, you're angry, you're bitter. But because he didn't say you, You can't really be mad unless you really have a deep conversation. You have to communicate and you have to point out all the T's. You just can't assume because you know you're ready for marriage that you're going to be the one to just jump out there and show him that you're that wife. He might, and then sometimes a man will let you go ahead and do it. He will let you run that for a whole 6 months to a year, 2 years, and you'll still be thinking, hey, am I still doing this? Are you still happy? Yeah, baby, I'm still happy. You doing everything right? Okay. Here we are, another 6 months to a year. Baby, is everything okay? You still happy? Yeah, I'm good, baby. I'm good. Then here's the third year. Okay, still no ring, but yet you're thinking you're going to be this housewife. You're thinking you're going to be everything. You've been doing everything that he required, everything he wanted in his woman. But he's still not marrying you. He still didn't put a ring on the finger. And then you're angry. Okay, baby, what's going on? I mean, are you okay? Are we okay? Why do you keep asking me that? Here we go again. You keep asking me the same question over and over because you know why? He know it's not you. He know you are not the one he's choosing to be his wife. He knows. But what we do, we still keep pushing, keep hoping, keep wishing. And when a man show you who he really is, you have to accept who he really is. Some men are an open book and they show you exactly what they want. They show you who they are, if they're ready, if they're not, they show you. But yet you still push and you still continue and try to figure out what's going on with this man. Why can't he accept me? What am I doing wrong? I'm talking to him. I'm questioning him. I'm asking him if I'm all of these things. And what is he doing? He's still casting you to the side. I have friends who would sit up here and tell you that I've done all these things. I dressed him. I created him to be this new man because some people that I know, and you dealt with a few bums, I hate to say it, and you cleaned them up, you dressed them up, got them looking good for someone else because you're not her. It's someone else. But you fixed them. But you didn't fix him for you. You assumed he was going to be fixed for you. Got his credit together. Got him looking like this, helping him get his car, take care of his children. And he still don't marry you. He married someone else. How does that make you feel? Even men, some men, they do everything as a husband. How does it make you feel to just know that you're playing this housewife to someone who's not going to marry you? And it's sad because a lot of men, there are some people who are cowards on both sides. They're cowards because they're such a coward that they don't want to tell you because they don't want to break your heart because they know you're already damaged in some areas, or they feel like you've already put so much time that you can't get back. So come on, let's talk about this. I want to know how many people out here have experienced this. But when you call in, please make sure that you keep it at a minimum of 1 minute because I have other callers and I don't want to take up too much time on one call. So be very direct and straight to the point because I really want to hear, because I know a lot of women who are really ready to get married. You're meeting people online and some of the guys are saying all the things that you want to hear and they're not even being real with you. They only telling you what they think you want to hear. You put so many things on these dating websites so they know how to come at you. They do. They know what to say. Okay, my husband says, I don't think men are asking women to show they can be a wife. Some women are giving too much to show a man they are a good wife. They are a good woman. Okay, in some cases, this may not be for everyone, but in some cases you are correct. Some women do want to show, but you have to make sure that you're showing the right man that you're that good woman, or your house, or you can be a great housewife. You have to make sure he's not the representative. And sometimes you step into a relationship very quickly with the representative and still do it within 6 months. He's still showing you here representative, but you don't know that. A year come by, he's still the representative. A year and a half to 2 years go by, he is still the representative because you have not taken the time to really get to know this person. You have to take time. You're not going to know a person overnight. You're not going to know a person within 3 to 4 months. You're just not. So you have to take the time out to understand and see the man for who he really is, or the woman. I'm not going to put it all on men, but there are some women who are representatives as well. They are. So come on, let's talk about this, because people really are getting hurt out here, and there's a lot of heartache out here because people don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to really express how they feel because they're heartless. They don't want to hurt you no more, especially when you put your stories out there. I've been damaged. I've been this. I've been that. My ex treated me like this. My other significant other treated me like that. So guess what? They know that you're so damaged that they don't know how to come to you and show and be real, because they don't want to be another one who hurt or damage you. And those are a lot of signs that when things change in a relationship, a man started to change, you have to focus. He's changing. He's not the same guy. And when a man starts to show you these things and he talked to you about these things, you conversate, but he still said, oh, we're good. We're good. Now he's distant. He's not where he used to be when you first met him. He's not the same. So, yeah, so you definitely have to start noticing the signs when things start to change in a relationship. And don't keep yourself into something that you know is time to close. Hey, Pastor Thomas from West Africa. Thank you for watching. Oh my goodness. I love you and your wife so much. I'm so happy that you were able to join me here. Oh my God, Lady Michelle. Hey, lady. I miss you. We have to get together soon because I actually want to do a show with you also. So you and the First Lady. So that's going to be coming too. So yes. But back to my topic, I really want men and women to call me and let me know what your feel and take is on this, because there are a lot of relationships out here that's not true. There's a lot of people out here who are being damaged, broken, they're hurt because they feel like they invested so much time to someone who they assumed wanted something with them. And then sometimes there are some people who say they do want it with you, but then they change their mind. They're not the same anymore. And you start figuring out like, wow, what did I do? What brought on the change? And they don't never want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about it. So I want us to talk about it. Sometimes we all go through things and we don't have no one to talk to. Sometimes we have to vent and get certain things out. And I think this is a very great topic for us to start releasing some things. Maybe things have changed for you. Maybe you just been through this. I don't know. Maybe there's some things that you know that you may want. You may want someone to hear your heart. People don't always hear your heart. Sometimes people don't want to know your heart. Sometimes men just get, to a certain point, like, oh my goodness, here she go again, nagging me again. Here we go. Or they start arguments. We have a caller on the line. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, honey. This is your husband, Dr. Danny Flanagan, the host of the Big Fact Show.
Of course it is.
I want to first say that I am always proud of what you're doing. This is a great, great topic, and you're bringing such an awareness to relationships that most people are afraid to deal with. Mm-hmm. I want to just talk from the aspect of the concept of dating. I believe if more men and more women understood the concept of dating, there would not be so much frustration and hurt in relationships. We should not be dating going in with the idea as I'm going in as a ready-made wife or a ready-made husband. Mm-hmm. I think that there should be clear boundaries as to the courting stage, the dating phase, as we always talk about, that representative.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times, men or women get engaged or fall in love with the representative.
Mm-hmm.
And once
Absolutely.
that representative, once that representative feels as though he has captured a heart, then the real person shows up. But
Absolutely.
there has to
Absolutely.
be a very clear definition of what dating is. Dating is not me coming over and washing your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Dating is not me coming and fixing your meals. Dating is not, I'm not saying that we can't do nice things for each other, but there are certain things that you don't give to people
Absolutely.
when you have not decided to make a certain commitment. So that's my stance on the whole concept of your topic tonight. I think that there has to be clarity as it relates to dating.
Correct. And I agree with you with that. And you're right. I think it was Gracie. She stated that sometimes a man can tell a woman that he don't want to marry her, but the woman will still stay thinking that she can change him. We have another caller on the line. Okay. I'm going to thank you for calling, honey. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Is someone on the line? I can't hear.
Hey,
Hello.
Tariq. I'm on the line.
Yes. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with Tariq. I was a former musician for the Apostle Flanagan. I just
Hi,
wanted to share
Tariq. How are you?
view. I'm all right. I just want to share my quick view on the topic. I feel like in relationships, before we, like Apostle just said, we supposed to have, an understanding and dating first. You feel me? Before we get into that marriage, because, or rather, should I say, the what could I call it? The dating before marriage, the kind of like housewife thing before marriage. It's okay, and I feel that, and I like that, and I like the thought of that. But however, if me and the person that I'm with don't think the same exact way, I don't think that's ever going to work out. I don't think that's ever going to work out, because if she don't want to be a housewife per se, she won't do the housewife type of things. And the same goes for a guy. I'm not going to be, double standard. The same goes for a guy. If a guy really doesn't see that she has that too many, wife capabilities or traits, I don't think he's really going to, be too faithful. I don't think the female would feel too, secure in that relationship, because it's like they both got things that they're expecting but not getting. And
Absolutely.
in this day and time, we should be able to have conversations about that, but it still needs to be talked about, because the majority in relationships don't talk about that.
They
It's
don't.
more of an
You're right.
expectancy.
You're absolutely right. And on top of that, I must say there are some couples that in the beginning, it sounds nice in the beginning, because you both want to get married, you both want to, have this, but then you realize that because this is what I want, but what if you're not the person that I wanted with? I decided, I found it out later, you're not the one that I wanted with. Why can't people be honest and just tell the person, okay, you know what, this is what I assumed, this was what I wanted with you, but you're a great person, you're a wonderful woman, you're a wonderful man, but you're not it. And a lot of people will let time and time go on instead of being honest. Everyone is not always being honest. And that's the part, and that's sad, because this is when there's a lot of hearts that don't want to break hearts, because they don't want to deal with the heartache from that person. You have to be honest. You really do. Because it will, especially if you find out early enough. Don't continue to let it linger on. Don't. You have to find out early.
Yeah.
If you know 6 months in the relationship that you changed, you had a change of heart, be honest. Be honest. Tell me.
Right.
Don't let me keep going for months and years at a time without talking to me. So yes, but thank you for calling. I really appreciate that. I really do. So like I said, there are a lot of great women and a lot of great men out here, but that doesn't mean that that's the person for you. Because you may want something more. He may be, or she may be lacking some areas that you're like, I guess maybe I can change them. Maybe I can do this. But we have another caller on the line. Hello, caller. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Hello, do we have a caller on the line? Hello? Well, okay, so hopefully they'll just give us a call back. But what I'm saying is, don't put yourself in a position thinking that you can change a person. I hear a lot of people say, oh, if I do this, maybe they'll be ready. If I get married to them, maybe they will change. Okay, my caller's back. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello, hi, who am I speaking with?
Hi, good evening. This is your mother-in-law, Pastor Helen
Hello, mother.
Flanagan. How are you?
I'm well. I'm
Good.
sure you have some words of wisdom.
You knew after that I was on the call, and today is my 41st wedding anniversary.
Say happy anniversary to my mom.
Thank you. But not only that, when you're talking about dating and being with someone for so long, we've been married for 41 years, but we've been together since junior high school, which means we had to date. And because my mother had 9 girls, so she kind of made us very independent and kind of strong-willed to kind of be able to look out for ourselves. So dating for me wasn't a thing where I wanted to date because I wanted a man to take care of me. I was young, but we had to be friends first. So dating involved knowing and learning that person, and because we dated for years before we got married, we were able to know enough about each other that when we went into the marriage, it was able to be carried on. I mean, anything that's worth having is worth fighting for, and we did have to work at it because marriage is not something that you wake up every day and it's going to be a perfect world. No.
Absolutely.
But I just don't believe that we have to play house to get to where we are today.
Yes,
and that was not my story. I had dreams, he had dreams. He needed time, and I needed time. So, but society has made it so convenient that you can just do anything you want because we have this diverse, idealistic way of living nowadays that we have to accept everything.
Absolutely.
And instead of time, people just don't want to listen to us. We're seasoned women. We can tell you what not to happen so that you don't have to go into an experience
Absolutely,
that we have had to experience so that you don't have to play these little games.
Right, exactly.
Date properly.
Absolutely. So, I agree. Thank you for calling, Mom.
You're welcome. That's all I had to say. Have a wonderful show.
Words of wisdom. Bye-bye. But let me tell you, sometimes we as women, we recognize the game, but we allow men to think that their game is that great when it really isn't. The game is not that great. It's just what we allow you to think. So we have another caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Who am I speaking with?
This is Angie.
Hello, Angie. Okay. All right, let's see what you have to say, Missy.
So, well, I am about being 100% open and honest. Full disclosure, I am that woman that take on the role as a housewife before the ring. I'm actually just coming out of a situation like that. But it's a twofold situation.
Okay.
So he said he wanted to marry me. He said that we were going to get married. This was something that we agreed upon. I have my own place. He has his own place, but stand more at his place. I know it's out of order, everybody. Saints, don't judge me. No judgment here, just full disclosure. So I would stay at his house, but because I am a domesticated woman, I did all of those things that you spoke of. I cooked dinner, I washed clothes, I gave the support, everything that a wife would do for her husband without the ring. And the lesson for me is that never again. Never again.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Okay, but because he was very specific in saying that he wants you to be his wife, he wants you to be. So how long? Okay, first of all, how long were you together?
A year. A year.
Okay, so when did he tell you that he wanted you to be his wife?
We started talking about that somewhere within 3 months of dating because we're older in age. We're not children.
Okay.
We recognize what it is that we want in life. We knew each other previously before dating, so those conversations came up within 3 months.
So when did you start playing housewife?
Probably at the 4th month, I want to say. Let me see. No, maybe not the 4th month. April, December. Somewhere probably at the 6 month mark. Somewhere around in there.
Okay. So
between 4 to 6 months, somewhere in there.
Okay, so here again is what well, I thank you for calling because I have another call coming up as well. But let me get to this real quickly. So again, like she said, you're older, you're at an age that you should know what you want. You shouldn't the game should be done. You shouldn't be still playing games when you're in your 50s. But unfortunately, we do have people at this age who are still playing these games. They want you, they don't want you. They want to be with you, they don't want to be with you. So at this point, and that early in the game, because he's older, you wasn't expecting him to play games. But again, you probably were dating the representative, not knowing that an older man will come off being this way. He should know exactly what he wants. He should. And you assume that he knew that because he talked about marriage. That is like a major game that a lot of people are still playing. You don't have to do that because there are women and men out here who can play games with you who are really ready for those games. And there are real people out here who really want the love, the affection, that husband, that wife. Play with the ones who want to play with you. Don't play with the ones who you're going to damage and hurt in the long run, that they will suffer with some major depression. They will go through some things in their life because they've been down this path before. But at this age, come on, people, we should not be playing these games at this age. You're too old for it. Too old. And you have another caller?
And just one more thing. I know you have to go, in all fairness.
Okay.
The relationship ended because he said that he could not deal with my trust issues. And you know a little more, so you feel free to share my story. Because it may help someone else. Thank you.
Okay, I tell you what, we're going to get back to your story at another time because I'm going to bring you on the show to discuss your story, and we're going to go into more detail about your story. Okay?
All right. Have a good one.
Love you, cuz. My next caller, who am I speaking with?
This is Gracie, Lisa.
Hi, Gracie. How are you?
I'm kind of wrong. Thanks for asking. I guess I really wanted to say in dating, it's like 3 components. And one is when you go out on a date, you do the communication. And you talk and you talk and you talk. A lot of times, I would say with women, they don't listen. And not all, but some. They hear what they want to hear, and they take away what they want to take away. And to me, the man will show you if he really loves you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, and a lot of times, some women just don't pay attention to that because they're all just want to say, he's going to marry me, and that's it. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Gracie. I'll be calling you, woman.
Okay, all right, bye-bye.
My next caller, I have another caller on the line. Who am I speaking with?
This is Wilbur Nichols. How you doing, Lady Lisa?
Hi, who am I speaking with?
This is Wilbur Nichols of Mixed Station.
Hi, Wilbur. How are you?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
What a wonderful topic. I was talking about housewives before the rain. Is that did I get it wrong or?
Oh no, you had it right.
I got it right.
You
Well,
got it right.
Okay. Well, I'm not a fan of the housewife before the rain. I'm not a fan of that. Because I think there's a lot of things that you need to go to counseling for if you're going to make that big step in being married. And I think it brings once emotionals get involved, sex and all that other stuff get involved, then it becomes a real problem. So I'm a fan of not having sex before marriage. I'm a fan of not shacking up before marriage. So that's my thing. I know everybody probably don't see it that way, but that's fine. It's whatever. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. Amen. So it is what it is. So.
Yes, and thank you for calling. But there is a lot.
No problem, love. Amen. Bye.
Yes, amen. Yes. Awesome. Okay, I have another caller on the line. Who am I speaking with? Caller, are you there?
Yes, this is Apostle Flanagan calling back. I'm going to be brief. It's a slight delay, so I don't know if this has already been addressed. I wanted to piggyback off of Angie's story. She said she is that woman that played housewife. And I hear you saying, I'm going to play devil's advocate just a moment for all of the fellas. I hear you say men are playing games. They are at a certain age where they should know better. The scripture says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. I believe some men don't know what they're actually looking for simply because they haven't found themselves.
Okay.
So I think in some cases where, they might be 40 years old, they could be 50, they could be 30, whatever the case may be, is it possible that a man who has not found who he is can't find that woman that he needs in his life? And it's not a game, but perhaps, he's not mature enough. Perhaps he does not, like I said, he can't recognize who he is, so he don't know what's good for him. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
I'm not giving any excuse for a man running down a good woman. I heard Angie. She said, "Hey, I cooked for him. I washed his clothes. I'm sure she made sure he was okay." But I think sometimes the problem, especially in the black community, is we have a lot of men who cannot find themselves. Therefore, they can't find the woman that God has for them. Because when you think about it like this, baby, and I'm done, it's thunder and the lightning out here. When you think about it like this, the Bible says that Eve came from out of Adam, right? So that means that Eve was essentially a part of Adam. So as a man, I'm looking for what came out of me.
Okay.
That's why it was so easy for you and I to fall in love, because I felt like, wow, I'm falling in love with myself. I know that's kind of heavy. But a lot of men can't fall in love with themselves because they don't know who they are. And therefore, when a good woman like yourself or Angie comes along, they don't know what to do with it. That's my comment.
Okay. Thank you for calling with your comment. Okay, but I do want to say this in reference to your comment, though. Even though they, like you said, they don't know how to love themselves, so on and so on. But if you recognize this in a certain amount of months into that relationship, then you need to come out and be honest. If your woman is questioning you about anything and you're feeling or you're feeling like you don't understand or you can't do this, you can't relate, then why can't you have that conversation with her instead of making her assume that this is what you want? You're right. Let me
say this. Let me ask you this, though. What if a man is sharing what he wants and it's not what the woman wants to hear, but she kind of, because I've seen this, a man will show you by his actions rather than what he's telling you out of his mouth.
Absolutely.
But a woman ignores the action, but he's telling you. He might not be telling you verbally, but he's showing you but the woman don't want to. She don't want to accept the fact that he's trying to show you he's not what you need.
Okay, exactly. Okay, so that's true. There are a lot of people out here whose actions will show you exactly how they feel. They verbally, they're not talkers, so they don't know how to express themselves, and I get that. But I still feel that at some point in your life, you have to be able to communicate with that woman so she will not continue to do what she's doing. And if she failed to read the signs, because sometimes the actions speaks louder than words, they do.
Right.
You come out and start showing a person that you really don't want to be with this or this person, or you start changing, and the woman can see the changes. We recognize the changes, but we still stand still. And that's true. A lot of us do. Even with some men will still stand still, even though they recognize the change. You can't change a person. Either you're gonna get hurt, or you just need to, or sometimes you just gotta walk away. No matter how much you love that person, you still have to be able to walk away. And a lot of people don't, and that's how they get hurt. It's sad, but it's true. The signs are all over the place, but you're turning a blind eye to the signs because you're hoping and you're wishing and you're praying that he turn around and be this person, or she turn around and be that person. You can't change anyone. And I really want people to understand that if he can be a great man, doesn't mean he's that great man for you. She can be a wonderful woman.
I was going to say, not only that, though, but I think, too, to coincide with what you're saying, because like you said, you could be a great person, but not great for that particular person.
Absolutely.
I think that also we have to have some self-value in who we are, because here's my thing. If you know you're doing everything to make this person happy, you're doing everything to fulfill certain needs, don't feel bad if the person rejects you, because you know that, you've done all that you're supposed to do. So that's where we got to have some self-value, because I'm not going to settle for a Mary Jane who can't handle what I'm giving out. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we got to stop settling, so we got to stop saying, hey, I'm just going to stay with him. This is all I got. No, I believe God has better for both male and female, but we should not settle.
You don't settle. You can't settle. If it's meant to be, it's not going to be this difficult. You're going to have. I'm not saying that relationships are going to be perfect, but the communication will not be that difficult. You're expressing yourselves to one another. It's not going to be that difficult. It's not going to be that hard. Yes, a marriage is work. Trying to get to know a person, that takes time. You cannot learn a person overnight. You just can't. And people need to start understanding, when you meet a person, a man start courting you, you're getting the process. It's a process. You have to get to know the person. And when you start seeing changes down the line, then you question those changes. Ask him, hey, we didn't used to be like this. What's happening? Why is it that we don't date anymore? You don't call me anymore. You don't do this anymore. You have to ask those questions. And if he can't or she can't come up with an answer for you, then maybe, and just maybe, you need to just go ahead and walk away. Because people don't just change for nothing. Either they want to be with you or they don't. And 9 times out of 10, at certain ages, people know exactly who they want to marry. Especially men. You wouldn't have to question your man about, am I doing this? Is this going right? Should I do this? Why are you? No. If he wants you, he's going to show you that he wants you. It's not going to be that hard. It's just
Can I ask you one last question? And I'm going to hang up. No, because here's the thing. This is important, though, because we're talking about washing, cooking, and cleaning.
Yes.
But I think sex is also a major part. We don't want to talk about this, but we're giving up the booty. We're giving up the booty, and my thing is, we all adults that are listening.
Absolutely.
So, okay, you cooking and cleaning, and you're sleeping with me. That's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, if the sex is good, You're being pleased. I'm being satisfied. The sex is great. But deep down inside, I'm not husband material, but I'm breaking your back every night. That plays a part. Y'all forgive me, but I'm just saying, we all real here. That plays
Just
a part.
being
because
honest.
It's like,
You're just being honest.
you know, okay, he ain't a great husband, but he sure do make me feel good on a Friday night. We got to deal with that part, too. We got to stop slinging the sex.
Absolutely.
You know, just not cooking and cleaning and paying car notes. We got to also, I think Wilbur Nichols said it first, we got to stop slinging the sex here and there because that's causing a problem as well. And I'm logging off, baby. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. And which is true. You're right. Because there are a lot of women out here to say, yeah, he don't pay bills. He's not working right now, but he can hold it down. It's 1,000,001 of those guys out here that can hold it down. And women need to also understand, stop thinking that you know how to shut. I don't care how many flips and tricks and this and that you think you know how to do. It's not going to hold a man. It's not. Sex is not the root to the relationship. Understand that. Because after a few times of hitting and missing, he's going to be done, or she may be done. I heard a father tell his son, a friend of mine, his father, the young man was dating an older woman, and the father told his son, oh yeah, she never going to leave you. I don't care what you do, because you're a young man that's holding it down. What kind of advice is that for a father to give his son? Although his son is grown and, you know, like in his late 30s, but come on. Sex is not the key to holding a relationship. Hey, Shannon White, how are you? Nice to see you on here. I miss you, lady. Next time you come up, let me know so we can get together. Okay? But I wanted to say that it's a lot of people out here that think this way, young and old. I don't care how shapely you are, what kind of body you have, what type of clothes you wear, but it's not always going, it's not going to hold a man down, period. Hey, Tasha, how are you? It's not going to hold a man. It takes more than just sex to hold a man and a woman. And as far as dating, that you cannot play the housewife or husband role and thinking that, hey, we do this enough, it's going to hold us. Maybe he'll marry me if I do this, or maybe she'll marry me if I do. Come on, let's stop. Let's stop. You have to have more than just that, because that will get old very quickly. But like I said, I hope this show has been helpful to someone. I really hope that, you know, when the kid said you can't keep doing the same thing and think you're going to get different results. Take a step back, look at your past movements, and switch it up. Absolutely. You have to. Absolutely. You cannot stay the same. If you see that you've been down this path for a long period of time with this guy, that guy, still playing housewife here and there, stop. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're coming off too strong. Maybe he see that you're trying to show him that you're a housewife and he really don't want the wife. Maybe he said, okay, wait a minute, she doing a little too much. She been a little too clingy. She's showing this. She washing my clothes. Y'all, you sitting up here folding t-shirts, folding underwear, doing all of these. Stop. If you're not a housewife, stop playing housewife when you're not a wife. Just stop it. There is no need for us that we have to put that much in. Get to know the person, learn one another, love, try to find the love first. Don't just think that you can just jump in and, hey, here I am, ready to be your wife. Let's get over here and let's do. No, just stop. It's going to be a process that a lot of us are going through right now. Some people are going through this right now. Stop. Think about it. How long have you been with this person and you still doing this? How many years have you been playing housewife and still don't have the ring? If you want to play housewife, at least get the ring first. Get the ring, and then you can show him just how much of a wife you can be. Don't give him all the goodies. What you say, honey, your mom said, or your dad said, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? Come on. Because that's what's happening. You're spending all this time doing all of these things for years and years. And now 25 years later, he want to say, let's get married. Because you know why? He found out the grass isn't greener on the other side. Don't put yourself in that situation. You know what you want. If he should know what he wants, especially by a certain age, you should know what you want by now. You should not be sitting up here playing games. Come on. If you want to play, like I said, there's a lot of women out here who want to play too. And there are a lot of men, ladies, who want to play too. And if that's all you're in it for, then let that be that. And I'm going to end this topic with just that. I am your host, Lady Lisa Flanagan. If this show has been helped you somewhere along the line, maybe it may help you to make some better decisions for your life, or even if you have daughters, sons growing up, going through a lot of these things. If so, please send me a cash app, $ Futures World. I just want to make sure that we all share a lot of I want to make sure we all share a lot of these same beliefs that we all are going to go through, young and old, and realize our worth. You have to know your worth. If you do not know your worth, figure it out first. If you're hurting, heal first before you try to move into something else. Become whole. Ask God to help you do something. But don't just keep jumping in relationship after relationship, and you're going to keep getting the same results over and over again. So I'm asking you from my heart, because it is a touchy subject and it's something that needs to be said. Stop playing housewife if you're not a wife. Thank you. I am Lady Lisa Flanagan, your host with Bigger Facts, and I will see you Monday after next, same time, 7 p.m. Thank you.
You're now listening to